Hello and welcome to the birthday gift. So, uh, this reading is going to be for the first half of August, and I'm using a different deck, guys. This is the Templar Tarot, the Journey, just so you can see. Okay, so I've never used this deck before. The interpretation of the cards are slightly a little more in depth, and I like the art here. I'm a lover of the theater and the arts, and I'm a very intuitive reader. So, based on the visual that's being presented, I can pull a little bit more intuitively. And I feel like right now we're in that transition stage where we are leaving the old behind. A lot of us are, and going into the new. So a cycle is just completed. We're kind of in that transition phase right now, and I feel like a lot of people have actually taken advantage of moving forward. So I was guided to use these right now. So I'm still going to use the regular Rider Waite deck to clarify, and on the extended, I'm also going to just use the traditional deck. But for these messages, I felt like this deck can kind of give you a little more insight. It's a little more advanced than the regular deck, especially because of the images, which I love. This is the Ten of Swords. Let's see. This is the Ace of Cups. So the meanings are a little different, and you'll see what I mean. This is the Eight of Cups. But yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. But I just thought that I would tell you guys more about this deck, okay? All right. So this is going to be for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Remember, if you're cross-watching, feel free to reverse the roles since energies are interchangeable. And let's go ahead and get started here. Whew, I'm dropping stuff. So, Aries, what do we have for the first half of August? Let's see. Justice. Okay, so some of you still are not sure about what just happened. But I see a balancing of the scales for you. I do. I see that you're still not really ready to kind of move on. It's like you're still lingering here, and you don't see that the scales are balanced here. It's kind of like you still feel like you're in the middle of a battle, the way you're holding on to this sword. But time has already run out. Whatever has happened, it's over. It's over. And you kind of know it. You know it's time to throw in the towel here. The way you're down on one knee. But some of you still feel like there's still something left unsaid, like there's still things that need to be dealt with. You're not seeing clearly. You got to take that blindfold off. Let me keep going. Okay, so we have the priest, which is like the Hierophant in the traditional decks. So seeking some kind of advice from someone you trust can help you right now. Here. Um, you need to kind of listen to the counsel that's being given to you, because you're at a point where you don't really know, even though things are going in your favor. It's because you're holding on to a lot of um like a mindset that's not really in your best interest here, like outdated ideas. There's something with the way you're looking at it that's not within your best interests, Aries. And it's also, you could be getting advice from the wrong people. You might have people in your environment that's giving you bad advice. Oh, I thought this was one card, but it's two cards. Is you need to go within, because if you don't, you're gonna start feeling suffocated, like you can't breathe. It's time to go within and do some inner healing here. You're full of major arcana so far. You got Justice, then you have the Priest, and you got the Hermit. It's time to go within and shine that light on yourself. The answer you need is within you. Okay, it's time to withdraw from whatever. You're not seeing things the way you need to see it. It's almost like you're in denial, in a sense. It's like this is a contradiction, because in one hand you're holding this scale and this balance. So it's like you're the one that's holding it balanced. It's like, you know, things are balancing out in your favor, but at the same time you don't know because you have this blindfold on. I don't know. I don't know, Aries. You really gotta you need to go within. We got the Page of Pentacles here. This is letting me know that you are basically, you can start something that's going to put you at a point where you're independent and you're setting things up for yourself, and you're not really looking at your worth through another thing or a person, and you have the skill set. You have the skill set to start again and give yourself a stable foundation. You can be very, very good at what you do. Some of you have the skills to be very successful. But there's things in your environment that's not really too good. I need to clarify this. Justice. Alright, so there's nothing coming out for Justice. Lovers and the Queen of Swords. Some of you just cut out someone who had two people. Like there was a choice between you and someone else. You cut that out. That might be what's making you feel imbalanced here. For for those of you who it was not two people. It's just a choice that was needed. This is surrounding you not being sure is coming from someone you're dealing with. They're kind of messing up with you. They're making you feel imbalanced here. And then you got people in your surroundings who's not really helpful. They're not giving you good advice. Once you go within and you kind of listen to your higher self, shine that light on the true you, Aries. You start a new beginning for yourself, and you start bringing in stability for yourself, because I see you have what it takes. I mean, you can be very, very diligent. You can be very good at what you do too. Very serious and intelligent. So you have potential. You got tower. This is the most beautiful towers I've seen. So this just lets me know this is this change that's coming. It's gonna be an abrupt change. It's gonna be for your best interests, Aries. Look at this. I love this tower card. It's very detailed. Some of you are letting go of beliefs that you've had since that were deeply, deeply ingrained in you, like religious beliefs. Some of you are changing the way you see things. Here. You're going through a major life change, Aries. You, out of 5 cards, you got 4 major arcanas, and even one of your clarifiers is a major arcana. Could be dealing with air signs here. Aries, Leo. I'm sorry. Air signs. Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. Look at this. You got the High Priestess. Yeah. You need to go within. There are things that are about to come out that you didn't know before. They're about to come out. You're going to start seeing things in a different way. You're going to have some new kind of insight to your situation that's going to help you see things much more clearly. It's going to also change the way you look at things as a whole. Some of you got a woman around you that's very, very intuitive, who's giving you good advice. Whoever this woman is, you have to search for her, because whoever you have right next to you is not really helpful. But you only get this advice from this person when you're ready, though, because if you're at that point where you're still not ready to receive it, you won't encounter that type of knowledge. But I see it close to you, almost like you need to hear it. There's something you need to hear to help you get out of this here. It's going to change you, this advice that you get. Whew, I was trying to... Then we have the Queen of Swords again. There's a need to cut something out, Aries. There's something I feel like you're very, very, you are able to see things that are complicated. Like when something is very complicated, you can see it. You have a lot of air energy on there. Um, like you're intelligent and things can't really get past you because you've been through a lot here. I mean, you've been through a lot, so you're full of like, that sadness that the scorned woman or the scorned man has, but that's where your intelligence and being able to see things, that's where it comes from. At the same time, you're getting advice from different people, which is keeping you confused. Now I see why you're holding on to that sword. You're holding on to that sword because there are things you needed to cut out. There are things you needed to cut out. And you understand that. That's why you're still holding on to it. You still haven't made that decision to cut things out. That's what the lovers is, that decision, the choice to either move forward or stay. And you got two Queen of Swords here, both holding this sword that you were still latching on to. That's because you still need to use it. That's why you're still holding on to these swords. You need to cut whatever doesn't serve you. You need to cut it out. Let it go. Let it go. You have this tower here. You don't let it go, it's coming. It's gonna be ripped out of your hand. If it no longer works, it no longer serves you, let it go. You might have to be very, very rash with someone. You might have to hurt people's feelings. I mean, I see stability trying to come in. It's at its baby stages, but it's trying to come in. The sun, yeah. You end with the sun. You get that happiness and that joy once you cut this thing out. That's what brings in your clarity. That's what brings in your abundance. That's what brings in your joy. That's what brings in your happiness. You cut this thing out, whatever it is. Whatever it is. You have someone in your environment that's bringing you messages from the divine. You need to be keen to that advice. The tower sits right above this person's head. This person is coming to bring you this advice. Aries, their cycle's trying to end here. Let go of those old mindsets that no longer serve you. It's not within your best interest. Okay? All right, let me go ahead and pull an Angel Therapy Oracle card. For advice for Aries. Twin flame. The answer to your question involves a spiritually based romantic relationship. So yeah, some of you are dealing with this is a relationship partner. This is a relationship partner. Some of you are manifesting your twin flame. This experience is trying to help you manifest your twin flame. Holding on to whatever you're holding on to is blocking this? I'm going to expand on this in the extended. This is pretty interesting. Yeah, the answer to your question involves a spiritually based romantic relationship. All right. All right. So, yeah, that's what I got for you here. I'm going to go ahead and expand on this in the extended. The link is in the description box. This is a pretty interesting reading. You're full of major arcanas here. You got 6 out of 8 cards are major arcanas, and then the other 2 are court cards. And then your clarifier is another court card and another major arcana. So you're dealing with people that had a strong influence on you, Aries, and you're going through a major life change. They're trying to shift you out of something. They're trying to shake you up. This tower here, I'm telling you, this tower is in your benefit. This tower is in your benefit. Yeah, requiring you to cut something out because you have this here, and then it looks like your twin flame is trying to come in, or it doesn't have to be a twin flame, soulmate, strong connection with someone who's going to be in your life for a long time. You know, it's a spiritually based romantic relationship, basically. Trying to come in, it's requiring you to cut something out. You got Queen of Swords twice. The Queen of Swords twice, Aries. Okay. All right. So, yeah, I'll expand on this in the extended. That's what I got for you now. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.